my name is Jonas. This is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records and record-related stuff. And today I'm going to do a recent vinyl finds, sort of a video where I show the stuff that I have got for my own collection that I have cleaned, played a few times, and before I file them, I always shoot a video. In this video I'm going to show you mostly like 60s, 70s rock, prog, psych, you know the deals, no jazz, but it's going to be some really good nuggets at the end, so stick around for that. Now, as always, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed and you like my things that I do here, just subscribe. It really helps me out. And also the thumbs up and comments help this video shoot out to even more people. So just do a woohoo or ask me a question or something like that, you know. So it really helps me out. So let's just get right into it. I have a pretty decent pile, I think. I actually shot this video 2 weeks ago, I think, and ended up scrapping one file, so I only had the half of the video, so I had to dig every record out again. But I really wanted to show you these. So yeah, this is Funny. Funny is a US band, all-girl band, and I shit, you know, if this wasn't a major release, if it was a private press record or something like that, this would be a $2,000 record. It's such a killer record, and I mean, it's so cool that it's an all-female band. We need more of those, in my opinion. This is on Reprise, and I'm pretty sure this is the first US press of this. I'm super happy that I finally got a decent priced and good sounding version of this iconic. Okay, so the next one I have to cover up because the YouTube police is stupid, and I could show you mutilated bodies and stuff like that, but if I show titties, then I'm gonna be banned, so I have to cover this up. This is the most... I hate this because it's a lovely original artwork of this one. This is Fred Lindquist's Menu. When it comes to children and stuff like that, I have no problem in covering stuff up, and it's just like ridiculous, but this... I think 1970 the original press came out. This is a super rare Norwegian hard rock with a tinge of fusion in it. Came out in 2010, I think, and even this reissue is starting to get pretty pricey. So I've been looking for one. I'm glad that I pinched it before it gets even more rare and hard to get and expensive. So yeah, the next one, no one told me about this. So shame on you guys for not telling me about this record. This is one that everyone should have in their collection, in my opinion, if you're a krautrock and or a fusion sort of collector or music fan. This is Kran with Andy Nogger. I can't really state which, in what order this was put out by Kran. If it was the second one or the first or something like that. This is the first Crown record I have in my collection. On the Spiegel label, which is one of my favorite looking labels out there with the egg. I think it's such a cool record label. This is, in my opinion, it's almost like a fusion record through and through. Like, it's really accessible. You can easily get into this and just play it anywhere, anytime. It will just like, you will start dancing to this. Is it a krautrock record? Yeah, sure it is, because it's recorded in Germany between like 1968 and 78 or something like that. Feels like everything gets slapped on a krautrock record sort of stamp nowadays just to get the prices up. But I don't know. I have done some research about that. I'm just talking now out of my ass, but the sort of the krautrock term is maybe a little bit misused, but then again, it's a movement, isn't it? A movement of progressive music in one way or another, from Germany in this time period. I mean, I have Swedish records from this time period that sounds like a krautrock record and has definite krautrock influences, but if it's a psych, prog and a jazz record, it doesn't matter really, because I think that the progression forward is the key here for the terminology. But yeah, what do I know? I haven't played this for months. It's just been standing in the sort of the have played five. I can't really remember how this sounds, but this is actually my first Burt Jank record. I've been looking for this for so long. Not this particular, but Burt Jank records in general, and it's super hard to find here in Sweden. It comes with a original insert. Found it at a record fair this summer. Bought it, played it. I can't really remember exactly how it sounds, but I know Burt Jank. Every single record is worth having if you find them in good condition and for a good price. Delicate music requires good quality vinyl. Okay, so in Berlin this summer I went to Torsten at Holy Shit Records. Great store, check it out. He has an Instagram account, and if you're in Berlin, obviously go check his store out. Best store in Berlin. He played this for me when I was in the store, and I was totally drawn into it. This is a folk record, and he said that every other song is like pretty lousy, like it's standard sort of folk, but when they really get their hippie out, you know, they really move places, and I really agree. This is a private pressed record. It ticks off everything that you want from a private pressed record. Emma Mildenberger on MS Records. I mean, how often do you find private pressed records for next to nothing today that is really, really good? Has the original printed in a sleeve, and the cover artwork look like this. It's a little bit like the MPS Free Jazz record label, isn't it? So yeah, and yeah, sure, I could argue that more than every other song is good on this one. It's definitely a keeper, and one that I recommend to anyone. Go buy it up, spread the word, and let's get this to the realms of a 10,000 private pressed record in 10 years time or something like that. Okay, so Atomic Rooster 1972. This is a great one because I found it in of all places. I found it in a big collection that I bought. Decided to keep this, obviously. Just 5 minutes from my work. It's just insane. Lady rang me up, said she had some records, went over there. This was in there, that pile. It feels like a strange record in 5 minutes from my work, but you never know. This is Atomic Rooster with Made in England. This is the first German press on Green Brain label, which is always cool. I mean, Green Brain is just awesome. But in this case, a fantastic quality jacket. This is jeans material, as you can see. So it's like a pair of jeans. And all of the stitching and no discoloration or anything that you often find these in, with the sticker intact. Beautiful copy. So, I mean, obviously I had to keep that for myself. It's not Atomic Rooster's best record, but then again, the bar is set pretty high when it comes to that band, in my opinion. This is, I mean, the who's who of British progressive music back in the day. This is so damn cool. So you have Dick Hengstal Smith with Dust in the Air, Suspended Marks in the Place Where a Story Ended. This is highly recommended to anyone. It's not super expensive, like a €30 record maybe, but as I said, recommended to anyone. On bronze, looks like this. And how does this sound? Well, when I played this the first time, my mind immediately was drawn to the quieter and more folkier, progressive parts of King Crimson. Maybe the MacDonald and Giles record comes to mind, because you have Dave Greenstale on this, John Heisman, Graham Bond, Chris Follow, Chris Spedding does a fantastic job on this one, and Gordon Beck. So parts of it anyway is sort of reminiscent with that type of music. And if you are a fan of that, just check it out. I think it's on Spotify. Just see if it's your bag. And if it is, and if you're a collector of this kind of music, it's a pretty unpricey record. Again, how many times can you say that about records nowadays? In 2024, everything is super expensive. Again, in Germany, not in Torsten's store, but in another store in another town, I found this. So it's been on my want list for some time. I've listened to it like 2-3 times maybe throughout the years, and was drawn into the sort of Pink Floyd-esque sound of it. And that is maybe the easiest way to explain the music, I think. Between with Darana, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It's on the Vertigo label, but they were too late for the swirl treatment, so you get the spaceship, which is also awesome. So this is a first press of that. Yeah, I don't know much else to say about it. If you're into the more sort of metal kind of Floyd, then I think that this is right up your alley. And a cool one on Vertigo also. So, oh shit, this was awesome. This was in Torsten's store. So this is in this summer. Imagine I haven't I've been so busy with the record shop, I haven't really been able to play my used records that I have bought for my own collection. I play a lot of reissues nowadays to put up in the shop and stuff like that. But so I think I have I shit you not, I think I have 300 used records that I have cleaned but not played yet that will go into my collection. Okay, a super underrated record. No one talks about this. Everyone should talk about this. This is Yoko Ono's best record, without a doubt. A 2 LP set from 1971 called Fly. It has all the members that also played on Imagine, because this is the same year as Lennon released Imagine. So they use sort of like the same personnel. And on John Lennon's Apple logo labels, you have Lennon, and on this one you have Yoko. This is definitely not for the faint of heart. It's still very Yoko Ono-esque. It's very avant-garde at places. But I feel of all her records that she put out, this is maybe the easiest one to get into. It's just a hell of a ride from start to finish. Like over 2 LPs. It's a collage and a piece of art, but pretty easy to get into, and super rewarding if you do. So highly recommended. Not super expensive this either. It's still pretty affordable. I bought this at Torsten's shop in Berlin for I don't know what he had, 20-25 euros, something like that, in mint condition. Fantastic. So the Dutch pride and joy of Holland, I think. Yeah, full of shit here. This is, I think, the second press. The first press isn't that expensive. It's a popular release from that era from Holland, but it's a magnificent record, and I can't believe it's taken me all these years to get a copy of this. Q65 Revolution on Decca, great one. Pop Psych, I don't know if I can explain it in any other term to on Decca. Yeah, it's a great one. If you like the poppy side of Psych, it's definitely right up your alley. But it's a classic. Everyone knows about this. If you don't, check it out on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you find your free music before you dive into it. But again, it's not an expensive record. I think that this reissue from 1972 was released in '66. Is like a 25-30 euro record maybe. So not super expensive. Less money than a reissue nowadays. This is insane. Okay, moving on. This is again one that I've been wanting for ages and ages. This is The Cheerful Insanity of Giles and Fripp, which is Robert Fripp and Giles also from King Crimson before in the Court of the Crimson King. So you have the original, it was released in 1968 also on DRM. This is a 1975 reissue of this with a pretty cool original inner and turquoise DRM label. It's kind of nice. So yeah, beggars can't be choosers. I'm just glad to have a copy of this. Sounds great, and if you're a fan of that first King Crimson record, maybe this is not really your bag, but maybe more for completists than anything else. I feel it's a great psychedelic record from that time period. Doesn't matter if it's Giles or Fripp, you know. It's a cool psychedelic piece. But with me being a super fan of King Crimson, can't believe it's taken me so long to get a copy of that. But again, there's not a shortage of records to get, is there? My want list. I think I have like 3,000 records in my want list, and I did a really big sort of purge in my want list on Discogs a few months ago, just to get rid of all the duplicates and sort of the stuff that is easy to find, because when I stumble upon them, I will get them. They don't need to be in the want list, and still there's like 3,000 records. Hate and love this hobby at the same time. Okay, so a little bit more, at least in Sweden, rare country. Rarer records is now going to be. I'm a little bit hungover also. I apologize. Chameleon Church. I think that they only released one record, and first time I heard about this, maybe it was on Psych Derek's channel, I don't know, but the connection with Chevy Chase here was kind of cool. So on to the want list it went, and listened to it, pulled the trigger when I found a copy. Super glad I did. It's a nice piece of music. It's not something you write home about. You won't take this to a desert island on the MGM label. But as a solid, good pop psych record from this time period, it's a great one. So super glad to have added that to the collection. 2 more to go. Okay, so also in Torsten's shop, he played this, and the only reason I could afford it is because there's a pressing fault or flaw in on the vinyl. So there's like bubbles that makes the record tick like 2-3 times during the second side. But this is Agnes Waves Water of Season. So I think that Agnes Waves means Water of Seasons, and vice versa. Again, German private pressed folk nugget with a little bit more, a pinch more progressiveness in it maybe. It was recorded in 1981, recorded and released, only time 1981, but it sounds much more like a 71 record. Private press, as I said, there's the label there. Otherwise, it's in great condition. So I was super happy with this. He played it in the store when I was flipping through records, and I was just blown away. And he offered me this for a great price because of the pressing fault in it. So yeah, lucky to have this in my collection here in Sweden now. Check it out. It's a nugget. It's a little bit more expensive than your usual sort of record, but well worth checking out, at least if you are interested in that sort of music. And who isn't? Like private press krautrock from this time period. I mean, yeah. And last but not least, this is one of the big ones that I have got the past months. I'm so thrilled to actually own a copy of this. I haggled this down to a price that I was comfortable in paying. This is Teen Symphony and Asylum for the Musically Insane, 1969. They only did this record, and the music is as bonkers as the cover artwork. It's just insane. This is a record that includes everything. It's like the Sgt. Pepper of looniness. Yeah, like if Sgt. Pepper was produced by a very LSD-tinged Syd Barrett or something, or Skip Spence, you know, or something like that. That's what this is. On the Harvest label, I'll show that. So this is one of those, like, check, a really rare one, super cool psychedelic and progressive piece to add to the collection. One that I've been looking for so long, and having a good copy of that is just awesome. So hopefully you like what you saw, and yeah, I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone.